Welcome back. This is your host, Metaphire, continuing on with Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Last time we left off, we was at the front door of the Ice Pyramid. So, let us enter this labyrinth of ice. We have two statues here. I see a switch in the statue, but can't reach it. Let's push it with something. Yeah, I remember that light bulb from as a kid. I had no idea what idea or a great idea he had. Oh, I remember now. Okay. There's gonna be, I think there's an enemy here. Is there one here? Yes. And then, whoop, wrong one. Yep, another one. I got first strike, so I'll go ahead and do this normally. Found a magic mirror. And now with that, all the enemies should be visible. Yep. Yeah, you can definitely tell with all the long hallways and kind of corners here and there as to how interesting this maze is going to be. It's just going to be a hit and miss as to where I'm supposed to go. But I think this is actually the right way, surprisingly enough. Sorry about the delay in how long it's taken me to get from the previous 5 parts to getting around to this recording again. I was rather surprised as to how much editing that I had to go through to get to this point. I think the biggest issue overall was the debut video capture software that I'm using. It, for whatever reason, the game audio and game video were out of sync with one another, and the longer I was recording for, the worse it was getting. So I had to do I did a little bit of research on the subject, and I was but what I ended up doing was downloading a program. I'll have to look up the name of it here after a while. Maybe I'll put it down in the description or something. I want to say what it amounted to was it was an audio extractor is what it amounted to. And you might be careful on downloading any kind of programs, because the one I downloaded from, it seems to be working just fine, but upon installation it was asking me to install a whole bunch of other stuff that wasn't even related to the product. So just general internet suggestion, you know, I know that they have like there's a lot of paperwork, copyright, yada yada yada, that companies are legally bound to actually have out there. But and of course, I, like a few other people, don't bother reading the copyright issue because a lot of it's the same stuff over and over. We got a new enemy here, a Stony Roost. And if memory serves, he is not very nice. Anyway, what I ended up doing was taking the audio extractor, extracting the audio from the movie file that I had created, and then from there I was able to throw it into, I believe it's like Windows Movie Maker or some. Yeah, I work with all free stuff because that's all I can use for the time being. You definitely get creative when you don't have access to some of the more expensive software and, you know. With the new jumbo bombs I got, I definitely go through my ammunition a little bit more, or a little bit faster. But that's okay. Whatever keeps me going. That is the one annoying part about these mages, is they do at least have the spell of cure, which prolongs the battle. But if they're present with another enemy, they will try to cure them too. A Sphinx and a Fanquid. Interesting. Yeah, the Sphinx definitely loves passing out the confusion trait. I could probably get down there if I killed that Lamia down there, but I'm not overly concerned. I remember this room. I have to kill all the enemies in both directions, so I may end up skipping through this part. Got ourselves a new enemy here. Hey, gather. These something to do with magic. I want to say they can reflect magic back at me. A freezer crab. Thankfully, those gatherers are weak to bombs. Definitely needed to resupply there. Goody. Well, thankfully she's immune to petrification. Yep, needed to go the other way first. Well, this way's clear out, so. Half the work's done, just twice as far to travel. Sorry for the lack of commentary in this area. Just several enemies that have to go through in order to get to where you need to go. Overall, I was thinking about the way game designers design structures and, you know, temples and such like that, and it never fails. I mean, from a gaming standpoint, you want to put the switch as far as possible away from the door that you have to go in, and it kind of it takes me out of the I'm not even sure. I always believe that I'm in a game rather than a structure that could potentially be used for what it needs to be. You know, I'm always reminded that it's a game. You know, kind of gets old going on fetch quests, and it's like, oh well, in order for you to progress, you have to walk 10 miles, and oh, guess what? You have to crawl because of some status effect 2 miles into it. I don't know. Well, I might be blind, but them bombs never miss. However, her being confused always puts me on edge. Alright, this room is special because it's kind of like a catwalk. Can't walk out into that middle area, otherwise I fall. Oh, the blind status stays with me. Well, I don't remember if spells work on these guys or not. Not in particularly. Oh boy. Interesting. I'm almost certain that the Gatherers had a anti-magic thing. We could die here. Alright, I gave myself a little breathing room. It's one out of the way. Get him! Limping away from that battle.